My name is Elizabeth Wilkins. I graduated in 2001. Sidwell was a huge part of the foundation of my life, both my values and my intellectual curiosity and my community. I started Sidwell in kindergarten. I was a lifer. I met my husband, Graham Lake, at Sidwell. He was also a lifer. I was not very impressed with him in 7th and 8th grade, but we became friends in high school. I say that math was my favorite subject, but it's a little hard to separate out how much I loved the math versus how much I was falling for him while figuring out geometry proofs. I went to Yale undergrad, and then I went back to Yale for law school. My parents have been huge influences. My dad was head of the Community Relations Service in the Department of Justice under President Johnson during the 1960s. My mom grew up poor in segregated housing in the South and ended up as one of the first Black man or woman tenured at Georgetown Law. Every day as I was leaving the house, my dad would say to me, "Use this day well." I still ask myself every day, am I using these days well? Am I putting myself in service of those who need me? I'm president and CEO of the Roosevelt Institute. We're a progressive economic policy think tank. We believe in an economy and a democracy where prosperity and power are shared. Despite my current job, I'm really a government girl. I'm a person who deeply, deeply believes in the power of government to make people's lives better. I was on the 2008 Obama campaign. I worked in the Obama White House doing anti-poverty work. I worked for DC Attorney General Carl Racine for about 5 years. I got to work with him to build out our public advocacy division. We built out practices for workers, tenants, civil rights, consumers, the environment. There's now a whole section of lawyers. They've gotten slumlords banned from the whole city. They've gotten buildings bought by nonprofits. They are doing their part to actually solve real pressing problems for the people who need them most. So that is one of the things that I am most proud of, for sure. I went on the Biden-Harris transition in 2020. I was senior advisor to White House Chief of Staff Ron Klain. And after that, I went to work for Lena Khan at the Federal Trade Commission. I had 2 jobs, policy director and her chief of staff. I got to write a rule to ban non-compete clauses in labor contracts, which I think is one of my proudest professional achievements. That is sort of freeing workers from this idea that they're trapped in their jobs and they can't go to a competing business or start their own. I have the most incredible partner I could ever ask for. He is my best friend. He pushes me intellectually, as he did in 10th grade math class. And then in terms of raising a family, I just feel extraordinarily lucky to have a real partnership. Before I got married, I was pretty good at stuff. I'm a pretty organized person. It was hard for me to imagine being more effective at the things that I wanted to be. But when I imagined life with Graham, I actually had this sense that we were going to be better together, and that has borne out. I think what we had at Sidwell was special. We did have a community that have values that helped shape us into people who believed in something. And so for this community, which means so much to me, to choose me for an award feels, it just feels like a really great honor, and I feel really grateful.